Okay, hello students. This is the last video of my SBCS series. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to look at usually the fifth question, the study all sources question. All right, I won't spend too much time on this one because I won't have time to go through all the sources again. Because if you watch my previous videos, I will have covered source A, B, C, D, E, and F already, 6 sources. Okay, I'm just gonna in this video show you what is the template and what is the requirement to score well. All right, so immigration. Okay, so the study of sources will always have a topic statement like this. Immigration has a positive impact on a country. Using the sources in the case study, how far will you agree with the statement? So again, I'm going to tell you how I'll unpack the question. I'll show you then the template from your revision booklet. Then I will go through with you the sample answer. Okay. Okay, so when I do a question like this, I might want to draw a table. Okay, agree and write disagree. Which sources agree with the statement? Which sources disagree? Okay, agree means it has positive impact. Okay, it means I'm talking about there's a positive impact. Okay, when I'm talking about disagree, the statement, I'm looking at a negative impact. Okay, so what is the requirement? Okay, I want to find 2 sources that agree and 2 sources that disagree. Okay, if you don't have time, you are really short of time. Okay, I need you to find at least 1 or 2 sources. Okay, but the key thing is you must have at least 1 sources from each side. Okay, 1 source that agree, 1 source that disagree. If you want to max out your marks, 2, 2. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, maybe source A and B agree, source C and D disagree. Okay, of course, it's not in any particular order. You have to read the source. By the time you read the last question, you should more or less understand what the source is saying. So maybe at the start, I will go and annotate very quickly. Okay, so immigration has a positive impact. Maybe, okay, I'll demonstrate. Source A. Remember, we did this in the first video. This one is telling me if immigration don't come, Donald Trump, everyone have to do manual labor yourself. So it's telling me immigration is very important. Immigration has a positive impact. So straight away, I know, okay, source A is 1 source I can use here. Okay. What about a source that disagree about the impact of immigration? Source B tells me, okay, currently there are too many people coming to migrate unlimited. Our immigration is broken. We are causing people to die. So, okay, I know source B is one of the sources that may disagree and say that it has a negative impact on the country. Okay, so same thing, you want to look at maybe the other sources, C, D, E, or F. Okay, you can take the source that you find that it's easier to understand. If there are some sources you don't really understand, then maybe avoid using those sources. But basically, you want to have at least 2. Okay, I'll be very quick in my analysis. Source C, just now we mentioned here, immigration may have some negative problem because there are integration problems. So maybe since there are problems, okay, maybe source C tells me yeah, positive. So what I'm doing is I want to write down briefly what source I'm doing on. Okay, and I need one more source. Let's see, source D. Source D tells me we must allow a certain rate of immigrants. Okay, so okay, obviously source D. So you see all the highlighting I have done previously, right? Very useful because so when you read your source next time, please go and highlight, underline. When you reach the last question, it will save you so much time because you don't need to like reread the whole source altogether. So very important, as you do your first 4 questions, highlight, underline the main points. Okay, so that when you read the sources again for the question 5, you save time. So just now I was saying source D, they say need inference. So okay, so you see, I found 2 sources that agree, 2 sources that disagree. I can get started already. Okay, so how do I start? Allow me to show you the template. Okay, for study all sources. Again, this one is found in your revision booklet. This is, I believe, page study all sources. We are at page 11. Okay, around there lah. Huh? You can double check. Okay, so I need to say source A agree or disagree because it tells me what. So this is the inference. Okay, so I need the inference. And then every time I give inference, you should know by now, I need to support my inference by giving evidence. Which line from source A tells you that, the immigration, is it beneficial or not beneficial? And explain your evidence and link to the question. How does it show that the source, okay? So just now the source, the statement is it has a positive impact on the country. So how does the source tell me it has a positive impact, or how does the source tell me it has a negative impact? Okay, so you must link it and explain your words very clearly. So source B disagree, same thing. You want to give your inference. Okay, and now given time, I'm just going to copy. You want to give your inference. You want to also give your evidence from source B. Okay, and last but not least, you also want to explain. Okay, so choose about two or three, okay, it says three here lah, honestly, but two, but key thing, you must have at least one on each side. So three here means you do one on one side, then three on the other side. I personally think that's unnecessary. If you can find two, go for it. Okay, because two, like I always say, if one of the source you analyze wrongly, you still got one to fall back on. You do 3-1, if the one source you fail, you only end up with 3-0, and 3-0, you won't pass this question, no matter how hard you try. So aim for 2-2 if you can. Okay. And for the bonus mark, I'll cover this later lah. But basically, after you do the 4 sources, you want to try and give a conclusion, or you want to analyze a source for reliability. And when you do if you choose to do conclusion, make sure you do not just summarize. You have to give your own opinion, whether you agree more or disagree more, and why. Why do you agree more, or why do you disagree more? Which argument you think is more convincing? Why? If you choose to do reliability, just take note, okay, you cannot use a source. You cannot evaluate the reliability of a source that we have used in the previous question. Okay, so previously, you cannot use cross. Okay, never mind. Let's not explain it. I think this part is very confusing. Okay, but let's look at the sample answer now. Okay, this part I'm skipping because I think this is unnecessary information. Basically, you can analyze the reliability of the source, and you have to analyze it using the source provenance. Okay, because you cannot cross-refer anymore at this point. Okay, so later I'll just show you how the teacher does it in a sample answer. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly show you how a sample paragraph look like. So I agree with the statement. So very clearly state, you agree or you disagree. Okay, so I agree with the statement. And source A tells me immigration benefits America, and immigration benefits the country. So this is like the topic statement, right? Does it impact on the country? Positive impact on the country. So inference, immigration benefits America. And usually my inference, I don't want to stop there. I want to give the reason also, because they take up jobs that are not popular. Okay, this part is my inference. Okay, and after inference, as usual, I need to give my evidence. Okay, so I'll just type evidence. I'm not even gonna read because my throat is very dry by now. Okay, and after you give evidence, you must explain how is this a positive impact. How is, getting immigrants to take up jobs that are not popular a positive impact for the country. So thus, immigration has a positive impact as it allows immigrants to take up jobs which will free up, which will free up Americans so they can pursue higher skilled jobs and improve their quality of life. So this will be beneficial for the country. Okay, so here I'm explaining my evidence, and in this case, link lah. How does it show a positive impact? So you notice I did not just repeat what I say here, that they allow you to take up popular jobs that are not popular. I go on further and use my word and say, okay, so this means citizens can do their own things. They can pursue higher skilled jobs. And you do higher skilled jobs, maybe you can earn more and you can live a better life. Okay, so this is an example of a source that agree. Okay, I'm not going to show you go through all the other sources that agree. You can pause the video and read the answer yourself. Okay, but I'm going to just go through a disagree just to show you a sample. Okay, I disagree. So I very clearly state I disagree. Why do I disagree? Which source disagree? Okay, source B disagree. Why does source B disagree? Because source B tells me immigration brought about negative impact. Okay, I disagree because it tells me it has a negative impact on the country, on America. So my inference, and I must support my inference with evidence, right? So I quote a line or two from the source which tells me how is it a negative impact. So in this case, I say this vital reform is necessary not just for economy but for security and future America. How does this tell me immigration is not beneficial? This shows that immigration can bring about negative impact. This is still repeating the inference, so let's read on. As if immigration policies are not stringent enough, it will allow criminals to take advantage and enter a country to cause chaos and cause security problems and increase crime rate. Okay, so in this case, you explain a bit more because the evidence, the source may not say a bit more, may not say a lot on why it's a negative impact. So sometimes you must fill in the gap and explain why it's so bad. Okay, if you read source B is the one about Donald Trump, right? So the source may not tell you directly why it's negative impact, but you must be able to guess and explain, bring in your own knowledge why it might be bad. Okay, if you look at source C, it's very similar. I disagree with source C, as it tells me it has bring about negative impact. This is the inference. I give my evidence. Okay, it will affect cuisine, social manners, So this is a negative impact because you erode our country's culture. People will start to practice foreign culture, local culture start to get negatively affected. Okay, and there might even be tensions because foreigners, maybe they practice their own culture, so it clash with local culture, so there might be conflict. Okay, so you see a lot of this part, the link, explanation and the link. Okay, I must use my own words, bring my own contextual knowledge if I need to. Okay, so again, there are other sources that disagree. I won't go through them. You feel free to pause and read if you want to. Okay, I'm going to show you for some of you, if you are done with giving 2 agree, 2 disagree, so 4 paragraphs already. If you want to try the next highest level to get the last few marks, I think some of you are up for this, so feel free. If you have time, please go ahead. If you don't have time, please go on to the essay SRQ. Remember, this is a 10-mark question. So based on the formula I shared just now, 1 mark, 2 minutes. 10 marks, maximum you should spend 20 minutes. Don't spend any more than 20 minutes. Okay, if you use up 20 minutes already, drop, move on to the essay question. Okay, because there might be more marks to gain from there. Okay, so last but not least, you can give analyze the reliability of a source. So maybe you can say source me tells me immigration doesn't benefit. Okay, so this is basically okay, this is not a very, this is analyzing the reliability. They are telling me immigration does not benefit the inference as usual. Okay, but where is the reliability? However, as this is a speech by President Trump in an American Congress, he has a purpose. Okay, he has a purpose. By painting an extremely negative portrait of immigrants being responsible for Americans' rising rate, he wants to convince Congress, the American government, America needs to restrict immigration. This is my message. Okay, let me just type it out for you. The message, okay, so that Congress would end chain migration. So this is the new outcome. They want Congress to stop like mass migration, basically. Okay, as this source is unreliable, okay, it was made to sway, hence it's not useful in evaluating if immigration will bring about positive impact. So basically, you're explaining whether it's basically not reliable, not useful lah, because the source has a hidden purpose, hidden agenda, so it's not reliable, not useful. So it helps you to weigh whether the statement you agree or disagree. So this is one way. The other way is to give again, feel free to pause and read the answer. The other way is to give a balanced conclusion. So let's read what this teacher said. Whether or not immigration bring a positive impact on country is a matter of perspective. From a perspective of business that benefited due to immigration, immigration brings about positive impact to a country. Source A and source E tells me low-skilled industry, service sector, they find it tough to get people to work. Immigration will benefit these companies. And when these companies do well, it will benefit the country's economy. However, if I come from a perspective of government who has to be responsible not only to business but also to people and society, immigration might not bring about positive impact, as C and F also state that increase in population can cause tensions. So they are not just concerned with the economy, they are concerned with the clash of culture, they are concerned with the stealing of jobs and all that. Therefore, since immigration can bring about both negative and positive, perhaps it will be better if government can really look at their immigration policies to strike a balance between catering to the economic needs. Okay, so this is quite a balanced conclusion lah. In this case, the teacher never really say whether he agree or disagree with the statement, but he says that, okay, a balance need to be struck. Okay, and it will, okay, so you can obviously also say why you agree more than you disagree. Okay, there's no one fixed answer to it, but basically this is just a sample. Okay, but really, like I said before, the last level, if you are not ready for it, personally, I think it's fine. But please try to get at least the 2 agree and 2 disagree. You support yes and support no, you can get up to 5 to 8 marks, which is pass to distinction. So please aim for 2 agree, 2 disagree, or 1, 3, 3, 1. Okay, so that's all for study all sources. And this is the last video of the SBCS source-based case study revision. I wish you good luck for your exams. All right, bye-bye.